Recently, I started a new channel right here on YouTube called Teksplorers. And Teksplorers is a video magazine that focuses on technology, comprised of submissions from other YouTube channels. You can check it out at youtube.com/Teksplorers. Now, I'm not going to upload every episode of Teksplorers to my channel here, but I thought I'd give you guys an idea of what to expect out of the new channel by uploading the first episode right here, right now. So I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to check out the contributing channels from Jeff the World and Natalie Rain. So without any further ado, here's the first ever edition of Teksplorers. Welcome to the first ever episode of Teksplorers, a show by tech enthusiasts for tech enthusiasts. And in this episode, we're going to show you how you can charge your cell phone with a 9-volt battery, how to buy and sell used games and gaming consoles, and we're going to wrap things up with some Google Easter eggs. So let's get to it.
Hello Teksplorers, Jeff the World here. I don't know about you, but I have a serious case of techno-lust. I've got a lot of devices that I take with me every day that charge via USB. Now this becomes a problem because I use my devices like a crazy hacker, and often that means a hit on my battery life. And a lot of the times at the end of the day, I find that my device is about to run out of batteries, but I haven't gotten a chance to recharge it. So today I'm going to show you a really quick, simple way of building your own USB charger for any of your USB devices that charges off of a simple 9-volt battery. All you need is some sort of proto board, a 9-volt battery clip, a 5-volt regulator, and of course, the last thing you'll need is obviously the USB cable itself. Now you can use a cable that fits with your device. For example, this USB mini cable here. You could just take that and cut the end off and do it that way. The way that I'm doing it is I've gotten one of these USB extender cables. I got this at the dollar store, which gives me a female USB jack on this side, which allows me to plug any regular USB cable into it, which just gives me more options. You can also use a USB hub if you've got a USB hub that you're not using, but the instructions will be the same for all of them. What you really want is this end here, and that's what I'm going to be explaining to you. And obviously, of course, you'll need a soldering iron and solder. So to get started, I've cut down a little piece of my proto board. You can probably get a lot smaller than this. I've just made it a bit bigger so that it's easier to handle, easier to show off, but the design is actually very small. It's basically the size of whatever your regulator is and not much larger. And it really depends on the size of whatever you're housing it in. So the first thing you do is you take your regulator. Now most regulators have the same pin configuration. It'll be your input voltage on the left, the middle will be ground, and the right will be your output voltage. This one here is a 7805, which is a regular 5-volt positive. It's pretty much the most common 5-volt regulator that you'll find. You can also find them a lot smaller than this. Just make sure that you get a 5-volt regulator that can handle more than 9 volts for the input, which is most of them. So the design is very simple, and I'll throw the schematic up on the screen right now, just so you guys can see that. So really the design only has 3 real components. You've got your battery clip, your regulator, and your USB cable. Almost all USB cables have the same 4 color cables when you open it up. So when you open it up, it'll look like this. You'll see a bunch of exposed shielding wire. You can pull those away and cut them away if you want. They're completely not used. The other 2 you'll see in there will be the white and green cables. Those are your data cables, and those are going to be completely unused as well. So once you're done cutting, you should be left with just 2 wires, red and black, which is your positive 5 volts and your ground. Now, if your cable doesn't have those 4 colors, you might want to make sure, and you actually might want to make sure just in case anyway, that these pins are the correct pins. So here you see on the screen a pin-out diagram of the USB cable. If you grab a multimeter, you can actually test. Connect one end of the multimeter to your 5 volts and then to the pin here, which is 5 volts on the inside, and then test for resistance. If the resistance is very low, then you know that you've got the right cable. If the resistance is very high or showing infinite resistance, then that is not the correct pin. But for the most part, every cable that I've experienced has had that standard coloring scheme of red, black, white, and green. So you should, if you see those 4 colors, you're probably in the clear. If you're paranoid, you might want to check just in case. So take your soldering iron, and the first thing you want to do is tin the tips of your battery cable. Braided cable like that should always be tinned. And now insert it into your board. So you can see there again that they're going into the first and second pins there. Now what you got to do is you got to take this baby here and attach your 5 volts to the output from the regulator and your ground to the middle pin and this black cable there. When you're done all that, you should have something that looks like this. And now it's time to test it. You might want to check your output voltage across the first and fourth pins. If you're getting 5 volts, you're all good to go. Aside from that, you're ready to test it. Just connect your 9-volt battery and connect your USB cable. And ta-da! So now that you're done, don't be afraid to get creative. A 9-volt battery is great for topping up your battery, but you can do the same thing with a 6-volt battery. The exact same circuit should work. Your regulator will have a minimum and a maximum input voltage, but for the most part, almost all regulators will fit the whole range of batteries that you can grab at the store, be it your 9-volt, your 6-volt, or a bunch of regular 1.5A batteries put together. You also probably want something to house it in, so I'm going to try to fit mine into this artificial lemon container. I've cut a big strip down the back of it, and I put a hole in the cap, and I'm going to see if I can't fit all of the components into here. So I've added a little loop here, a knot, so that if someone pulls on the cable, it won't rip it out from the solder points there. Those cables are much thinner and they're more likely to break. But this here, with a knot like that, shouldn't break very easily at all. And there you have it, a USB lemon. Now the USB lemon is a pretty stupid idea, but I'd love to see what you guys come up with for cool, neat little cases. One that makes it a bit easier to change the 9-volt battery is probably something you want to look at. But yeah, any creative designs for this, love to see what you guys come up with. Post video responses, post comments, link me to images, whatever you guys can do. I want to see what you guys can do with your cases. Thanks for watching, Teksplorers. This has been Jeff the World. Check out my channel at Jeff the World. Otherwise, my website's jefftheworld.com. And enjoy.
Hi guys, I'm Natalie and this is the first episode of Teksplorers. My channel is Natalie Rain and it's down below. You guys can check me out. I do Minecraft videos, informational videos, reviews, and frankly just random videos. But I have playlists that you can check just in case you're not into the random videos or you just want a certain type of criteria. Nevertheless, today I just wanted to give you guys a little tip on maybe buying used gaming consoles, electronics, or used games online or in store. Where's the best place to purchase them online? Where's the best place to purchase them in store? Etc. The 3 that I'm going to be talking about is GameStop, which would be like the store, eBay, and Craigslist. Now, if you are a buyer, personally, I think you should buy your games or used games from GameStop, just in case they are scratched, do not work, break. You can always turn them in and get money back, or store credit, and it's a lot simpler. Now, if you buy it online and it does have certain things wrong with it, sometimes it won't be as easy, or the seller will not be cooperative. So basically, in-store for used games is what you want to do. Now, if you are selling a console yourself and you want to sell your console, the easy way out would be to sell it at GameStop or a store. Now, you will not get as much money as you would on eBay or on Craigslist. You will get a lot less, significantly. If you sell it on Craigslist, the best thing to do is cross your fingers and hope that somebody buys it. And always meet in a public place. Talk to them on the phone before you buy it, and make sure, if you are underage, bring someone that is, reliable and an adult, and make a safe transaction. If you are buying a used, console, eBay is a good thing. Just always remember to buy from a approved seller, someone who has a stamp of approval, or bestseller, as they like to put it. And if you are buying off Craigslist, always just same tip. Make sure you are meeting in a public place, that the person, you have already talked to the person and you know who they are, and you guys agree on where you're going to meet and agree on a price already. And that would be the safest medium. Now, as for which is the best place to sell your gaming console, whether it be Craigslist or eBay, Craigslist is a bit more difficult, but it's a bit easier in terms of transaction, because you'd put, whatever your area is, and you would meet up with the person. Now, if you sell it on eBay, if you may or may not know this, charges you 7% of however much money you get, and that may or may not be a problem with you, depending on how much that is. That could be $20, depending on how much you are selling your device for. So basically, and also you have to use PayPal most of the time, which a lot of people have problems with because they don't have PayPal, or they don't like connecting their bank accounts, things like that. So the best place to buy a console would be eBay if you were buying it. Now, if you're selling, the easiest place to sell is Craigslist. eBay is also pretty simple, but you have to keep in mind that they are going to charge you, whereas Craigslist isn't, but Craigslist isn't as safe as eBay. So you've got some pros and your cons, and overall, there's just a lot of things you got to keep in mind, and always make sure, if you are underage, that you do have an adult with you if you're doing anything in person, and let them know what goes on. That's basically my tip, my tech tip, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and thumbs up the video. Bye, guys.
Hey Teksplorers, this is TechHarvest, and you can check out my channel right here on YouTube. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you 8 Easter eggs from Google. So let's jump right in with Easter egg number 1. Now, as you probably know, Google has Google Doodles. It's basically their logo every day, done in a unique way, commemorating something that happened in history on that day. So if you want to check out a whole bunch of Google Doodles, all you have to do is go to google.com and click on the I'm Feeling Lucky button without putting anything in the search bar. And there you go. Here are all the Google Doodles, and you can filter it by year or actually by country. Google Easter egg number 2 is in Google Reader. Now, if you ever owned an NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, basically the first Nintendo, you know the Konami code, which is up, up, down, down, left, right, BA. And that was basically a cheat code that gave you unlimited lives in a lot of games. Well, the code still lives on today in Google Reader. Just hit up, up, down, down, left, right, BA on your keyboard, you get a little ninja on your sidebar. Easter egg number 3 is do a barrel roll. You can actually get the Google results to spin by typing into the search box, do a barrel roll. There you go. I didn't even have to type it out. It auto-completed it for me, and it did a barrel roll. Easter egg number 4 is playing Snake on a YouTube video. Now, as you can see here, I have my channel queued up, and I have a video on pause. Now, all you have to do to initiate a game of Snake is hold your up and left arrow keys down. And there you go. As you can see there on the screen, a game of Snake. And if you know anything about the game of Snake, you can't let the snake touch the corner of the screen. This works on any YouTube video. There you go. I made it bigger so you can actually see it a little bit better now. Easter egg number 5 is beatbox mode in Google Translate. You type in PV space ZK space BSCHK. And you notice here it says beatbox. So let's play it. Now if you want, you can type the phonetic of all of the beatboxing that you want in this box here. Just make sure they're all consonants. Let's try this out. Easter egg number 6 is tilt, or askew. If you search for tilt, your results are tilted. The same is true for askew. Easter egg number 7 is Zerg Rush. Now, I'm not a StarCraft player, but Zerg comes from the game StarCraft. So if you play StarCraft, you probably already know that. All you have to do is type in Zerg Rush, hit enter, and your results are going to get attacked by Google O's. And you can actually fend these things off by clicking your mouse and firing at them. And these things will attack your results until they're all gone. And you can actually share your score or just clear it out if you want. And this brings us to Easter egg number 8, which is the final Easter egg of this video. And it's one of my favorites. It's Google Gravity. All you have to do is look up Google Gravity, and it's your first selection here. Google Gravity, Dr. Doob. Now, as you can see, as gravity would pull everything down, it pulled the entire Google page down at the bottom. But that's not all. You can flick this stuff around with your mouse. Just grab and fling it. And the search bar still works, or even the I'm feeling lucky button still works, at least for the first try. And there's the results for TechHarvest. Again, with Google Gravity in full effect. So that's it for this video. You can check out my channel right here on YouTube at TechHarvest. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. So I'll see you guys next time. So that's it for this episode of Teksplorers. If you have a YouTube channel and you're interested in creating a segment for a future episode of Teksplorers, please contact TechHarvest on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. Don't forget to check out the channels of Jeff the World, Natalie Rain, and TechHarvest. Without them, this episode wouldn't have been possible. So check them out, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll see you guys in episode 2.